ਸਾਡੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਰੇ ਤੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਠਿਕਾਣੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਠਿਕਾਣੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਜਾਈ ਲਾਏ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਪਾਈ ਲਾਏ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਠਿਕਾਣਾ ਦੱਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਠਿਕਾਣਾ ਦੱਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਠਿਕਾਣਾ ਦੱਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਠਿਕਾਣਾ ਦੱਸਵੇ ਕੀ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੀਤੀ ਕੀ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੀਤੀ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਤੇਰੇ ਨੇ ਕਹੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਤੇਰੇ ਨੇ ਕਹੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਮਾਰੇ ਤੀਰ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੱਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ 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 ਨਜ਼ਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਕੱਸਵੇ ਢੋਲਣੀਆ ਨੇੜੇ ਵਸਵੇ ਬੇਪਰਵਾਹ ਮਹਬੂਬ ਹੈ ਦਾਦਾ ਬੇਪਰਵਾਹ
So hello, and today we'll start with the recommended course that I would recommend to do to learn Python and to learn mathematics, one another. Great course here by Free Code Camp, and as you can see this on the screen, and I would recommend this course. So just log into Free Code Camp. I'm already logged in here, and just go to straight college algebra with Python certification. And of course, so this is teaches you Python and algebra, that helps you apply solve algebra using Python, and while you're doing that you also learn Python. So this is like amazing. And you also get good at math, and you actually understand what's happening. because you're visualizing, actually using programming to help you really understand the material. So first thing before any new project, either it be a learning project or some other project, first thing to do is create a GitHub repository. So you document all of your code and learning, and you also learn how to use GitHub, because then down the line uh, everyone uses GitHub, and to collaborate on different projects, on the same project, different people, you need GitHub. That is and you'll see how amazing GitHub is. So at this point, assume you have created a GitHub account. This is mine. So what you want to do is to start a project in GitHub. Unfortunately, it's not project. So let me make it even bigger. So projects is not how you create a project. It's actually a repository. What is a repository? It's basically a folder. It's folder, also called directory. So you just have to create a directory. Just go here and you'll see all of your directories or folders, which is the same as a repository. And you say create new repository over there, and so yeah, there's no template. You will not have a template. Just put a name. Don't leave any spaces, and if you want to leave spaces, put dash. Just put a dash instead of a space. So we're gonna say, you can say learning. You can name it whatever you think makes it. Learning Python and what is it? Math together. At the same time. I'm just giving a random name. Ideally, you want your names to be short. Just gonna put TG. Together. And you can put a description: learning math and Python programming at the same time. And what you could also do is actually just name it college algebra with Python. You could just name that as well. Anyway, so here the other recommendation is make it public. So public just allows you to let people actually see and access your folder on GitHub. And then always include a readme file. Second is add a git ignore. So they already have templates built in for different languages that we use for git ignore, and we will be using Python. And since we're using Python, we just choose Python, and then it will create a git ignore template for Python. Now license, yes. So since this is free, open source, and if anyone else wants to use this, so any of your public repositories that you want to show and allow others to use the code and material, especially for teaching, I just go and use MIT. If you choose none, then basically that means you're not giving anyone license to reuse or reuse, to my understanding. Okay, so I'll just and then you just say create repository, and voila, you have your repository for the course. And let me just do this again, but quickly. So you'll hear go to repositories. Repositories in GitHub mean the same thing as folders or directories. Go to repository, go to new, no template. Let's just copy this, paste. If you have spaces, just replace them with dashes. Yep, and just put free code camp course public Python MIT. Yep, so there you go. So you can see this is it's very quick to create a repository. And now what you do is two things. You can download Git. So this is on the cloud. So this is everything is hosted on the internet in GitHub servers. All of this is running in GitHub servers. So you also need a local copy of your folder. Let's call this a repository. We'll call it a folder. And now I recommend you download Git download, and you could just download this, right? And the other is you can download Git bash. So I already have mine downloaded. Let's see. So you would choose your, if you have Mac or Linux, you don't actually need to. If you have Windows, then you should. In Mac and Linux, this is already built in, and that's your terminal. Here you just go and you choose standalone 64-bit, and then you just download it. It will have multiple options, and you can just choose like that. There are several tutorials as well, so you could follow one of those online and download this. So once you have this downloaded, now you want to make a local clone of this repository in your machine, computer. So often you'll hear me say machine, and that just means the computer, my computer, desktop, or whatever you're using. So let me open Git bash Git GUI. So once you've downloaded it and it works, oops, a second. So yeah, so you go to your folder. So you go to your folder. I have my folder already open, and I will be downloading the repository here. So all you have to do is you right click in the folder that you have already opened locally, where you will be creating your folder. If you're Mac, just go to open terminal in here. Otherwise, go to more options, and in more options, oh, you can't see it. Okay. Screen capture. So basically, just right click. You can't see it. Right click the mouse over here. Just right click and just show more options, and then you would say git bash here. And once you say git bash here, this window will pop up. There you go. So this will appear and you can see this is my path. I'm in my folder lessons and books, and lessons, as you can see, I'm in lessons and books. So now going back to here, how do you clone your this repository, your repository remote, this is called a remote repository. How do you clone it to your local repository? You go to code, you go here and you copy this. Once you have this URL, again go here, this is a URL, copy the URL, it refers back to your current for Git repository, and then you go back to your git bash terminal and you type clone, right? And then you just paste the URL, enter. Clone. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, actually it's not clone, so you just type git clone because it's a git command, and then you paste the URL and press enter. And now if you look at your now you can see we have this college algebra with Python, and it is now cloned. And you can now go into this and see it has all the 3 files that is present over here. You can see all 3: git ignore, license and readme, all here. So that's how you clone a repository from your remote to your local machine. Now I wanted to show you one more thing. In here you can in fact list what's in this current. So you're currently in this folder, you can list what things, what files, what folders, what dictionaries are in that. So you just put ls, shows you. You can see this one that you just cloned is there. You can just go into that. So in Windows, you just double click and you go into the, well, anywhere, you just go into the folder. You just press CD and then you type college, tab, and it autofills. Again, CD, you start partially writing it and then you press tab and autofills. Press enter, and now you see you're inside that folder. Now you can again press ls and see what's inside there. Then you can see it's license and readme. There's also git ignore, but that's kind of considered a hidden file, so it doesn't show you. So yeah, so this is how you set up Git account and link it to your project. Now the next thing is you can start saving your Python scripts here and start working and saving it in your local folder, and once you've done some work you can just push it up. That we'll cover another time. Okay then, thanks, bye everyone.